and welcome back to another video, Avatar Nerds. We're going to be doing alternative history of what if the Avatar world started over again. You might notice some minimal changes. I've changed some of the discovered areas and borders to prettify them up again because they were looking kind of ugly, and I also added capital cities and alliances. So these small dots are their capital cities, and then these shapes are alliances. You have the Diamond Alliance, and then you have the Pentagon Alliance, and then you have the Square Alliance. Basically, everyone's in alliance except the red team, because everyone hates the red team. So that's, I did some stuff in between videos. For now, we don't need that. For now we don't need that, but okay. So let's start with getting on the focus of this episode. You might think Earthbending. We're going to find Earthbending this episode. So let's start with this area. This was one of the extra colors. Let me get it out. Okay. I'm just gonna change this one to black. The black team. Okay. And they start expanding their way up the coast over here, and they decide they want to see if there's anything out there in the ocean. They're getting curious. So they set sail. They find a small island here. They're like, ooh, small island. But then they keep on going, and then they find this outer island and make a colony there. And they're like, wow, we found more land. And this starts, and they start colonizing these lands because it's more land. And then word starts getting out more land, and the airbenders, being airbenders, are and it's even mountainous land. So the airbenders are starting to be we want a piece of this land, please give it to us. So they take this part of the coastline. Then the red's pretty eager for expansion because they're oh, we want to expand more. And so the red, because they want more land, and the blue, this blue color is there's land over here. So they set sail to see if they can find any other land, and they find this big landmass. And then there's the other blue, this blue colonizes this area. This island is actually, some of it is claimed by the brown team because they also colonize some of it. And there's this whole race. Black team doesn't have that much resources, so other than these two first islands, they can't really expand that much more because it's they have other things, they're not that big of a place. So it's kind of and so this, after all this colonization, it slows down a bit. And then there's black team, outer islands are hey, we don't, you're kind of far away from us, and as history shows, they want to repel. That's not the color that, I don't know if there is any more colors I can there's no more colors here. I'll just, I want to say the color for later. Then I'll just have to make another color. like dark purple. Let's just go dark purple. This dark purple's like, we want our own island. These islands break away into this dark purple team. He wanted their own islands and to be independent. So there's a bunch of waterbenders here. And like there's this waterbending chain, and then they find like an island over here and like find this land that's going well for them. And then meanwhile over here, like there's still a lot of like colonization. This is slowed down, and the brown team goes for this big chunk of land here, and the red team's like, we want some of this land also. And they eventually, like, all blue, red, orange, dark, this other grayish blue and brown, eventually make a border between all of them and their holdings, and to like who gets what. Oh, that's the wrong color of blue. Ugh. Okay. So make their holdings. Perfect. Bam. Orange just like that. And they're like, yay. And eventually this part of air nomads and this part of like the air nomads start becoming less stable. They're like, we don't like this as much. So they're like, we want to become our own thing, and they unite and become their own thing. And now we have to find another orange color because I'm really running out of colors. That's orange. That's also just orange. Rose. They become rose. So then they have this rose area, and this rose area is still like not content, and they're like, now there's this like, they have this mountainous area, and one of the there's this new airbender that's practicing there, and they're trying to airbend, but they can't. At first they think they're a non-bender, but they want to keep trying, and because they're learning airbending and seeing if they can airbend. But then they're just trying on top of like one of the mountains, and they start bending stone, and they're like, what? I can bend stone? And this is like a whole like revolution. So there's this green place that splits away. They're like, oh, stone. Like, now there's these earthbenders, and the earthbenders take over this blue territory because they want it, and then they go, and then they found this island, take over like this territory, and they're like earthbending, and like they can earthbend, and it's like really cool. And yeah, it's just like, you got this earthbending, and like this new earthbending goes all the way over here to the airbenders, and them losing territory. And yeah, they're kind of upset. And like down here, these people are like, we want to start exploring our coast to see if we can find any more like things. And then they just like sail the coast and like start to sail across the coast to see if they can find any more lands, but still being like careful. They find a big lake here, like cool lake, and then they're going pretty far, and they found these like mountain ranges over here. There's a bunch of mountains, and like, and yeah, there's like, and then they go back a different way when they came because they want to trek through these mountains, and they come over here and find the other side of these mountains, and it's like, so they're like, cool, there's mountains here, and like they start expanding this territory, wanting to reach this lake over here and expand very rapidly. It's probably more gradual, but yeah, I'm doing it all at once because doing it gradually would be more like, and then like the airbenders hear this and like, more land. They really just won't learn, and just keep on, just more land. They go through these mountains and like, and discover more of these mountains, and they're like, wow, mountains, gobble gobble gobble. And then like, yeah, it's just like start, going through here, and then like word gets out to the Earthbenders, and the Earthbenders like, more mountains, like big, because the Earthbenders also like mountains and like tall things. So they start making like a place here in the mountains. And yeah, now you have Earthbenders and Airbenders in the mountains again. And they start expanding a bunch until they meet up with the Airbenders. And then killing these mountains, but and they're like, wow, cool. Yeah, this is like, and airbenders being airbenders, this is not stable, and it collapses. We have to come up with another color. How about lavender? So then they turn to lavender because they're the lavender benders. I don't get how it's called lavender, but yeah, it's like more of a neon pink. But so that's happening. These earthbenders are starting to just grow more numerous, and they're liking that. Now it's time I like to call random territorial expansion, or not exactly random, but just like people being people and just catching up on a bunch of expansions that have happened over the past years or so, and like this lake gray country wanted to expand, and they start going over the mouth of the river over here. Those are some jank borders. Let me fix that up a bit. Boom. Start expanding their land around the mouth of this river. And then like this dark gray area. Nope. That's not dark gray. And then they go across the coast over here, find big swaths of land. Like, yay. Woo. We all rejoice. What a dated voice. Perfect. So they're expanding. Dark red team is like, let's expand down this river further bit, and dark red team, pink team combine efforts because they are in an alliance, the square alliance, and also some from here, but mainly the pink and the dark red team start like going through this river and going up this river and finding, going through here and finding these mountains And then they turn around, but then they go up this river and they find this other river, and then they go down here and then they meet up with the dark gray civilization, and they realize, oh my goodness, like, this river connects with the dark gray civilization, and they're like, cool, like, what such an expansive river system we have here. So they find this area of the river, meet up with dark gray civilization, pink kind of civilization goes like up to here, and then through this part of the river, and then and we have the dark red civilization, kind of like going up this part of the river because they want to. No, pink is not dark red now. Pink's the new dark red. What a slogan. Perfect. They're expanding. Red decides to keep on expanding inland and finding new land inland because, it's what they like doing, and start going like this, and the red and the blue teams takes a bit of a threat. They're expanding so much, so they decide to expand their borders also to meet up with the red team a bit, because they're kind of threatened by the red team. So they expand their borders there, and we want to expand the borders, so they do. And then we have the orange team. It's been expanding a lot, but wants to expand more, and starts going out, and no, brown color. Perfect. And then they find oh, there's a river here, and it's it's a long river, and it's a long, long river. So they eventually decide to turn around because how long the river is, because they don't want to get lost. And they're there's this extremely long river, that they tell to their leader. So they're okay, let's start going at this river a bit, and then the blue civilization, the light blue civilization right there is oh, more water on a river, why don't we take some of that, and then they start going all the way up here in this land. Woo! What? Where is that spill? Oh my goodness. What? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Let me just. Oh, is that what? Perfect. And then, they discover this land over here. Voila. And then the purple team decides that they want to expand across the coast a bit of this coast. Discovering a bit more inland over here. And going this way because there's a rebellion in the other direction. And then this dark blue team decides that they want to expand a bit more. Also, they do a huge swaths of expanding sand up to this river and meet with them. Like, hello, they're neighbors now. Like, hello. Sounds so weird saying that, but and that will probably be it for today's video. We do, if you want a power scale, I would say right now in first place would be blue team. They are doing pretty well. In second place, I would, second place is always the hardest one, I feel like. Second place, maybe purple team. Third place, red team. Red team's really been rising a couple ranks. Fourth place, gold team. Fifth place, brown team. Sixth place, maybe the orange team. Seventh place, dark red team. And then, like, maybe then pink team. And, like, a bunch of other teams. It's really hard to know when there's so many, but yeah, this is basically what the map looks like. And if you were to go like, yeah, this is basically what the map looks like. About, let's say, there. Yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye, Avatar nerds.